SoCal, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
What's up, y'all? Violent here, and Burrow here, and we're here today to do one of our little free-for-all rants on the state of the WWE's title picture. Now, I'm an avid believer that there should only be one world champion. WWE at the moment, I'm not sure if you watch it, has two. One for Raw, one for SmackDown. Now, when the roster brands were split, it made sense to have two champions. But now, considering they're on each other's shows on a weekly basis, why in God's name do you need two WWE titles?
Makes no sense.
You know, it doesn't. It's ridiculous. It's completely asinine. There should only be one world champion representing the company.
I hate to say it, but one of the first things that we do whenever we buy the game is basically just get rid of the titles altogether and change it.
First thing you do when we buy the WWE video games, like WWE 13 is the most recent one, is we actually, well, I personally get rid of the roster split and make it a one show, and I add just one title.
Same here.
It should be only one champion. One champion, not three. One
main
champion.
title, one main title, one mid-card title, one tag title, and no divas.
I would go as far as to say I don't mind having two mid-card titles. Like, with the whole US and Intercontinental title shot thing, I think that's stupid. I like the days back in the day when you had the WWE title, which was for the top tier superstar guys, right? You had the Undertakers, the Stone Colds, the Rocks, the Triple H's, even the Mick Foleys. Then you had the Intercontinental title, which was for those up and coming stars. You know, you look at all those names, every one of them have held the Intercontinental title at some point. Apart from the Undertaker, surprisingly enough. He jumped straight up the main event. Then you have a card below that. So let's say you have the A-list stars, the B-list stars, and then you have the C-list stars. Now, back in the day, the C-list stars usually gravitated with the European title or the hardcore title. Now, I was a huge fan of the hardcore title. I loved the hardcore title.
But that's pretty much its own category right there.
It was, because you had top tier guys, but you had two. Undertaker is a former hardcore champion, Kane is a former hardcore champion, Big Show is a former hardcore champion.
What's your, and speaking of the hardcore title, what's your most fondest moment of that title?
My fondest moment of that title, this would be once again probably because I'm a massive Kane mark, was at WrestleMania 17? WrestleMania 17, triple threat match between Big Show, Raven, and Kane. Where Kane won the first and only hardcore title. He won it over, I think, Big Show. He got the cover on.
Yeah. And
it was an awesome match. You had parts of backstage where, you know, Kane was chasing down Raven on a golf buggy, and it was funny seeing Kane and Big Show tear apart a room backstage with just a side of like a Godzilla King Kong fight. It was just an overall entertaining match. I loved the match. Just the hug. I liked it before it became the 24/7 rule.
Yeah.
24/7 rule was entertaining at first.
It killed it in the end.
It killed it in the end because you have people who had like 17 hardcore championship reigns because they would lose it, win it back, lose it, win it back, lose it, win it back. The belt meant nothing. It just kept changing hands like it was going out of fashion.
And at that point, there was one particular superstar. Was it Crash Holly or something?
Crash Holly.
Get rid of it the whole time and just
trying to lose it. And Crash Holly's dead now. He killed himself. So I guess he doesn't need to worry about the hardcore title anymore. Anyway, hardcore title, I reckon bring it back. I reckon piss off the US title, bring back the hardcore title. That way you have your tiers. You have your top superstars, your mid-card superstars, and then you have the rest like the Zack Ryders, the free MBs can go for this lower tier belt. I've even thought about bringing back the Cruiserweight title.
Not the light heavyweight title, Cruiserweight.
Cruiserweight, light heavyweight, call it what you want, but one specifically for the light heavyweights. Because they're always the ones who get wasted, you know, like, you could give them something that still makes them feel special. You know, like, I think the last person that held that belt, that really made it feel special was Gregory Helms, and he had it for like a year. And it actually made the belt like feel legit and important. So every belt can do something if it's meant to, like if you treat it right.
And in that way, you've got a way to keep the superstars within that category as well. You know, like you don't end up having, you got something for your mid carders to look forward to. You got something for your main eventers. You don't have to have your mid carders go dreaming about being WWE champion and never getting there.
That's it. A lot of people would be happy becoming an Intercontinental champion if the belt meant something. The belts don't mean anything anymore. Sorry, they're not belts, they're championship titles. I was seeing Punk coming after me, he'll kick my ass. Championship titles have to mean something for them to be important. When we don't think they're important, how is anyone else? How are the actual people winning the belts? It's just more luggage for them. You know, like the Intercontinental titles and the US titles have been treated like shit. Like, they never get defended on TV for one. Like, I don't even think that at the last pay-per-view at Elimination Chamber, the Intercontinental title was defended.
At all.
Now, that's one of the oldest titles in professional wrestling. The US title, you can say, you know, the WCW US title, but this isn't the WCW US title. It is the WWE's US title. So technically that only started like, if anything, 10 years ago.
On the buyout.
Yeah. So, I say, piss off a belt, bring back the hardcore title, and there should only be one world heavyweight champion. I say, next WrestleMania, unification title match, bring back an undisputed champion, have, you know, whoever you want. It can be freaking Undertaker versus someone. Undertaker. It can be anyone. You can have your John Cena free for all I care, as long as the belts are unified again.
It just makes sense, especially if you're going to be unifying the shows again, pretty much.
Exactly. They are unified now. You can pretend like they're two different brands, but they're not. You can have your drafts and shit. They're still going to appear on Raw and SmackDown. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Get rid of it. Bring the rosters back together.
Which brings us to something like bragging rights. Why would you still even have
Well, that's why bragging rights isn't a pay-per-view anymore.
Oh, that's beautiful. Because that was just a waste, to be honest with you. I mean, you know.
Anyway, one world champion, one mid-card title, one lower-card title, tag team title.
No Diva title.
I couldn't agree with him more. No Diva title. Because it's worthless. When's the last time you saw it defended? I can't even remember who the champion is. I think it's Layla. I think.
We don't know. We don't.
If I'm wrong, if it's not Layla, put it down in the comments for us. Let me know who it is.
We're not trying to sound sexist or anything, but it just. I don't know.
Who watches WWE to watch the women wrestle? If you actually watch WWE to watch women wrestle, please comment. Let me know. Let me know why you love it, why you like it, or follow us on find me on Twitter. Send me a tweet at Violent, or send it to Vampiro at Vampiro45. Just let us know why you like watching women wrestling.
You know one person that loves watching women's wrestling?
Who?
Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, it's because he's an old perv. Jerry Lawler doesn't realise that you can get better action on a porno. Anyway, that's it for this. Had a little rant about the titles. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. Stay tuned for more. We've got our WrestleMania recap coming up within the next couple of days. WrestleMania recap, WrestleMania preview with predictions.
We haven't gone to the future, watched it, and come back to tell you the results.
I've been trying to get my DeLorean up to 88 miles an hour, but I haven't been able to do it yet, so it's a work in progress.
You need Doc for that.
I do. The flux capacitor, that's what's missing.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Jeez, man, what are you thinking?
Oh, well, now I'll build it again. Don't hit me, motherfucker. Anyway, make sure you like, subscribe,
this is a
share.
wrestling show after all.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Like, subscribe, share.
All that jazz.
All that. At Violent, at Vampiro45. Stay tuned for our WrestleMania preview show.
And once again, if you like the music you're hearing, Adam Massacre's channel, check it out.
In the description below.
Alright.
Alright, until next time, see you later.